The man accused of leaking highly classified military documents was back in court Thursday for a hearing on whether he'll remain jailed during the course of his case. 21-year-old Jack Teixeira was charged earlier this month under the Espionage Act for posting Pentagon documents online. Catherine Herridge shows us why prosecutors think he's a flight risk and a threat.
Wearing an orange jumpsuit, 21-year-old Jack Teixeira sat impassively, and his family left the detention hearing without comment. After his dramatic arrest this month, prosecutors allege investigators found a gun locker in his bedroom at his mom's Massachusetts home, and weapons including rifles, AK-style weapons, and a bazooka. The court documents accuse the Air National Guardsman, who held a top-secret clearance, of searching online about mass killings at a Buffalo supermarket, a Uvalde, Texas elementary school, among others, and posted disturbing comments saying he wanted to, quote, kill a ton of people. 5 years ago, it's also alleged Teixeira was suspended from high school for talking about Molotov cocktails, guns, and making racial threats. Given his alleged history, how did Teixeira pass the background security clearance?
The Air Force and the Department of Defense are also taking a look at security protocols and practices here. I think the short answer to your question is we don't know.
Teixeira's apparently threatening high school behavior was flagged to local police and initially blocked him from purchasing weapons. But that changed after Teixeira cited his position of trust in the U.S. government. After allegedly posting classified material on a social media platform, prosecutors accused Teixeira of smashing computers and a gaming console and telling others to delete all messages. The government says Teixeira began accessing highly classified materials in February last year, and not all of it has publicly surfaced and has the capacity to cause additional exceptionally grave damage to the national security.
And Catherine Herridge joins me now. Catherine, thanks for being with us. I want to start out with what we learned about Jack Teixeira's efforts to purchase weapons.
Well, Jim, according to the documents filed by the court, federal prosecutors say that back in 2018, Jack Teixeira applied for something called a firearms identification card. It allows for the purchase, possession, and transportation for non-capacity weapons. He was denied based on reports of erratic behavior in his high school. He applied again in 2019, and then he applied again in 2020. And in 2020, he made the argument that he now had a position of trust within the U.S. government. He was with the National Guard. He had a top-secret security clearance. And at that point, all of the blocks he had faced in the past were then removed.
As this investigation expands and deepens, do you suspect there's going to be disciplinary actions against his supervisors?
Well, the latest development is that two of the commanders for this Air National Guard wing in Massachusetts have been suspended, and their access to classified systems has been blocked. Further disciplinary action has not been ruled out, but this seems to suggest that there could be some penalties for them in the future.
Do federal investigators know if there was a third party involved?
We interviewed John Kirby. He's the National Security Council spokesman at the White House, and he said so far, and again, sort of so far in this investigation, everything points to Teixeira being a lone actor, not having outside support or sharing it with a third party who's still holding on to the information, who could then release it in the future. But again, this is preliminary. It's 3 weeks, and based on what we learned today, hundreds of documents were accessed and compromised by Teixeira, according to federal prosecutors.
Plenty more to come. Catherine Herridge, thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome.